right? And I mentioned the story of TED. TED has really effectively used its community to scale its organization very, very effectively. We have the Kickstarter community, we have the DIY drones community. Chris Anderson, who created, was the chief editor at Wired magazine, created this community of DIY drones where 40,000 drones enthusiasts from around the world collaborate to work on open source drones ideas. The US military has a $5 million Predator drone. This DIY drones community can produce a large amount of the functionality of that $5 million Predator drone, something like 98% of that functionality, for about $300, right? Because so many minds are contributing to the design of it. Now, granted, a lot of that 2% is the weaponry and advanced range finding and so on, but that's still an astounding capability that you can go from that much. So EXOs are often leveraging community and crowd to really scale outside their own organizational boundaries. Let me distinguish what I mean by community versus crowd, and this kind of set of graph of concentric circles I think summarizes it well. Your community is your employees, your customers, your fans, and all of the people associated, your vendors, your suppliers associated with your organization. An existing user, for example, would be part of that community. Outside that, you have everybody else. You have the general environment and you have the crowd as such. And a community is really important to help scale. And we use loyalty mechanisms, gamification, and so on to keep a community attracted and engaged. We often use incentive prizes to keep bringing a crowd into community. So community is where you go and explicitly create an interest-based environment around your MTP, right? So if you're passionate about drones, like Chris Anderson, you've gone and created a community around that. 40,000 drones enthusiasts is quite a force of nature to contend with. And what potential exists in that possible community, or the TED community, which has really changed the world. X Prize, Singularity, all have their own communities in which how to think about the environment. Why it's important is it increases loyalty to an exponential organization, right? It drives exponential growth because you can scale really effectively, and your community can take your MTP and scale it outside your own organization. It validates new ideas and learning. The community is a great sounding board and a test bed for this. It allows agility and rapid implementation of new ideas, and it amplifies your ideation. If you have some good ideas, the community will help amplify that very, very effectively.